We got a camper build going on here on the Sprinter, and I was looking for the best portable 12-volt refrigerator that is not going to give me any issues. So after doing some research, I stumbled on this company called SetPower, and they sort of specialize in making 12-volt refrigerators and all the different components that one would want. But are they any good? And in this video today, we're going to go ahead and find out by testing the refrigerator here, the portable power bank. It's magnetic too. They're custom slide, and most importantly, we're going to figure out how many pounds of beef this can hold. Stick around. Hey everybody, welcome back to Random Fix. So 12-volt refrigerators are not a new thing, but they're pretty nice to have, especially when you're looking to complete a van build. And I like going with 12-volt versus AC power, as it's just a lot more efficient and there's less loss. And we're going to talk about that a little bit throughout the video. When I was doing my research for the next refrigerator that's going to go in that, as this is my second camper build, I was looking for something that didn't need any configuring from me, and I didn't want to sit here and try to take measurements. So I was looking for a refrigerator that had it all: the power bank, the slide, and it had to have a good refrigerator that was dual zone. Sometimes I want to have Ben & Jerry's. If you guys have never had Ben & Jerry's Cherry Garcia, you're missing out. Trust me on that. So in this video, I'm going to test the different components here. We're going to take a look at the slide here first, as the least complicated. Then we're going to jump into a little bit more of a complicated question, which is going to be the actual efficiency of this power station. So there's the stated power capacity and what we're going to get in the real world. And I'm going to go and figure out what that is, so you guys will know exactly what you're getting. And lastly, we're going to do a prolonged test on this. We're going to see how well it does and how many watts it actually draws. So let's go ahead and go to the backyard and we'll start the test. And stick around, as you're really going to enjoy the video, and I hope you guys learned something during the course of this video. If you guys do, make sure you guys do not forget to give the video a thumbs up, as I'm really trying here. We got a pretty windy day here, if you guys can't tell by my hair. And if you guys like this kind of content, you like saving money, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as well, as I'm going to keep the content coming here on the camper build. I'm excited to share this with you guys and showing you guys what I'm going to put into the van. And my hand's freezing from holding this brisket. And by the way, I am going to tell you guys how many pounds of beef this can hold. So if that is something that interests you guys, stick around, as I think it's a pretty fun fact. And if you guys want to go and guess before I tell you guys the answer, let me know down in the comment box down below. And it's probably more than you think. It's 58 quarts. So I got everything set up here. I got the refrigerator, and then we have the slider. Let's take a look at the dimensions of the slider. So the slider is coming in right at about 15.8 on the width and about 27 on the length. And it's got this really nice handle that actually locks into place. So this run is pretty long, and I have previously built my own slides, and they're complicated. Honestly, metal slides are the way you want to go with items that are really heavy. So this protrudes out, and it doesn't just stop here. It's going to keep going. Wow, look at that. It's almost protruding out on the usable track, about 25.5 inches. That's pretty impressive. On top of that, once it's fully extended, it will actually lock into place. So once I have this bolted to the ground, then I'm not going to worry about this tilting at all. And when it's locked into place, it's not going to move around, which is really nice in case the vehicle is moving. Then to go ahead and close it up, I just simply need to go and shut it. And there's a click that can be heard once this locks back into place. Pretty nice, really good design, and everything's done properly. I have been using this around the house, and I'm even considering getting another one so I can actually use this as my battery tray. Then I can go and move the batteries out with just a simple slide. And the batteries can be very heavy. So the total load capacity of this is at 165 pounds. The slide does come with all the different mounting hardware that is needed. So I can go and mount this to the handles here, and then go ahead and use these holes to go and secure the refrigerator. So the refrigerator here on the PT55 is about 2 feet wide, 23 inches high, and about 15.5 deep. This portion of the refrigerator is actually magnetic all the way around. And it's really nice. And it's not easily scratched off. I'm using my DJI microphone, and it has this really strong magnet. And I let it stick here, and when I did remove it, it didn't scratch it. So the paint is all nice and thick. It's got really sturdy handles, and it's dual compartment. And this is how far back the doors actually open, which is perfect for a camper van, as you don't want them going back too much and crashing into another panel. Previously, I used one that had the latch system that opened up like this, and that became a little bit of a headache because if I dropped it, it actually snapped the chain, and I had to replace that a few times. So I like this system as there's no chain involved. It's got nice seals, and it closes nice and tight. The refrigerator comes with the following cords and adapters. It's got a 120 volt adapter and a 12 volt refrigerator plug. And this is what I recommend using. Using this is inefficient because most of the times the batteries are in DC. So when I do want to power up the refrigerator using this cord, I have to go from DC to AC, and then from AC back to DC. And this particular plug will help you avoid all those losses. And these are pretty generic plugs. A lot of refrigerators use these. So you can easily find these, and you can have an extra one laying around. They're probably under $10, $15. And this just plugs into the side right here. Now let's take a look at the portable power pack. And this is rated at 216 watt hours. And honestly, there's some power stations that are on the market that don't have this much power. And this is ultra sleek. Let's take a look at the size of it. Right at 9 inches by 6 and less than 2 inches deep. Really nice profile. Again, it does stick to the side. And I use this around my tool carts as well. And it just sticks to the side of them as I'm doing work around the van. Or I could even stick it inside the van too, as a lot of the metal is exposed right now. And what's included with this is going to be this car lighter charger. And SetPower, thank you for including this. Honestly, I would not be excited about using this in a camper van if it wasn't for this. As again, I don't want to use AC power and have a lot of loss and then have to go and put more solar panels on my camper van. So this just goes and eliminates all that. It's easy to wire up. Now let's take a look at this unit. This is where the chargers go in. And down here it has a display. So right now I have this charged to 100%. I have USB-C out, which we'll test out on a couple of different components. And it's got a cigarette lighter port. If I'm at the beach, I can go ahead and plug it in here and power up the refrigerator. So I've wired up this, and it's going to let us know some pretty cool information. All right, so this is reading 0. And let's go and start this refrigerator. So to figure out the capacity of this, I have it plugged in. The smaller compartment on the freezer is set to 27. The larger one is going to be set to 39. Max compressor speed and low battery protection. And I have a gallon of water in the freezer compartment now. The smaller one is currently at about 70 degrees. And check that out. There's a light on both sides. And here's a larger compartment. Now I'm just going to let this run. Currently the refrigerator is taking in about 52 watts. We got the refrigerator plugged in. We're measuring capacity. It'll be interesting to figure out if this can actually form ice from that 1 gallon of water before this runs out of power. That would be a really good sign. And so far, it's outputted 15 watt hours. The total capacity that is stated is 216. And when the unit reaches temperature, the watts consumed drop down to about 32. So it's getting pretty late. I'm actually going to take this inside, but we are down to 64%. And the temperature inside is holding at 28 and 37. And the water is not frozen. So here it's ice cold. But let's get this to freeze over. Now I'm going to carry everything inside. And I love the fact that this is magnetic. It makes it so easy to transport. Let's get this inside the house. So I've put everything away. It's all cleaned up. It's inside the house. I'm going to really find out the capacity of this. If you guys are enjoying the video, make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up, as I really do put a lot of time and effort into these videos. And honestly, if you're doing this for a camper build, making sure that you got the right refrigerator is so important, because once you build out the cabinets for the specific refrigerator, you can't just go easily change it out because they're not all the same size. So we are at 11% on the power bank. It's outputted about 170 watt hours. The temperature's holding on the unit. And to make it challenging, I have pointed a heater straight at it. Inside the unit, the water still is liquid and it's not frozen. It's ice cold in here. And currently the refrigerator is only taking in 0.8 watts. So when it's idling, it barely consumes power. Battery is down to, looks like 1%. And total output has been 188 watt hours. So this is surprising. Still showing 1%. We are at 202 watt hours out, and it's still going. So maybe the shunt on this isn't perfect, but it's definitely got the capacity. Let's see if it can get all the way up to 216. And wow, look at that. 219 watt hours. It pulled over efficiency. So it actually has more power than is stated. Interesting. Let's try that one more time. I have cleared it and the unit is back on. I'm gonna lower the temperature here to 0. Let's see if we can form ice. So the charge is down to, looks like 2%. It's flashing. It has outputted 187 watt hours. Temperature shows to be about 3 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh wow, it's actually getting solid. Nice. Let's see how the capacity test went the second time around. Wow, look at that. It pulled over capacity again. 219 watt hours. This is definitely nice. I love it. I oftentimes don't find portable power stations that actually work at overcapacity, so this is definitely refreshing. Now let's test the refrigerator. I have plugged it into the wall, and I'm just gonna let this guy run and seeing how well it does over the coming days and weeks. So let's take a look at this really easy to understand display. Turn the unit on and off. I can just go ahead and hold this button. To set a temperature, I can use the arrows up and down, and as soon as it stops blinking, then the temperature is pretty much set. So right now the unit is at 61 degrees and it's basically programmed to go down to 3 degrees. This one is currently at 54 and is set to 39. I'm able to adjust the compressor speed here, and using the maximum compressor speed will use more energy and it might be a little bit louder, but it will go ahead and cool off faster. If you're hooking this up to your starter battery, This battery protection mode is great, and it's very easy to adjust. One thing that really surprises me about the SetPower refrigerator here is how fast it can get down to temperature. So as soon as I plug it in, within 15 minutes, it's pretty close to the temperature that I have it set for. And it's really impressive. So when I do want to go to the store or go on a road trip, as soon as I plug it in, within 15 minutes, I can start loading it up with my fruits, drinks, and food, and it's ready to go. And it's really not a loud unit. So I have this set to max, and this is the noise level. And for me, this is really exciting, as when I have it in the camper van, I'm going to be able to sleep, and this is not going to bother me, as it's whisper quiet. Now, what's great about this SetPower refrigerator is the fact that you can use this with their portable power pack. And if you decide to use a full-size portable power station, the nice thing is you can go ahead and hook up solar panels. So now the solar panels are going to charge the portable power station, and the portable power station is going to go and keep the SetPower unit running. Either way, you're going to definitely have a nice experience. So after 3 weeks of testing, I'm ready to give you guys my final take on this SetPower PT55 and what I honestly think about it. So I think overall this is a great 12-volt refrigerator for the following reasons. First of all, everything you need is included, and the portable power bank pulled over capacity, which was really impressive. And from taking this on various road trips to Costco, as I live out in the country and it's a pretty long drive, so sometimes the food can spoil, and they've made it really easy as far as food safety to give you a recommended temperature setting right on the inside here. The liners of each refrigerator have a plastic bottom, so after using this for the last 3 weeks, nothing has dented. And I like the 60-40 split here instead of a 50-50 split, as it allows me to go ahead and customize my use. And after the 3 weeks, as you can see, everything is in pretty good condition, as they've made a quality item here. The only thing that I will note, and it's no fault to them, is the slider did go ahead and damage my bench here, as it took some of the paint off, because it's a really heavy component. When you are looking to use it, you do want to make sure that you go and bolt it down. To answer the question that we asked in the very beginning of the video, you could fit 290 pounds of brisket in these two compartments. And that's not something I recommend, but it's definitely got a lot of room. Overall, I can't recommend this enough, and I'm really looking forward to using this in the camper van. So stay tuned for a future video where I'm going to make a custom cabinet for this, and we're going to install this in this printer. Now I would love to know what you think. Is this something that you would go ahead and install in your camper van? Please let me know down in the comment box down below. If I find any special coupon codes, I will leave you guys a link down below, as well as at the end of the video. As always, make it a great day.